Today I want to do a Southeast Asian curry. Because curry is, I guess, the one food that we associated most with spices. So today's lesson is about learning about spices. We're doing 3 dishes, all of which are going to use spices. Okay? One is going to be a curry, and a Southeast Asian curry. So we're going to use chicken, and we're going to use a tomato-based curry. We're going to have all these fresh ingredients in here. We're going to use the citrus and the chili and the salt to give it that Asian sort of balance and flavour. We're going to use a few spices to get used to the feel of what spices are in cooking. The second dish we're going to make is a more Indian dish, which is the Indians would call it Sag Aloo, which is spinach and a potato. The third one is a side dish called Raita, but we're doing, because my lovely wife doesn't eat cucumber, which is normally used for cucumber as a cooling sort of thing with a rich curry, I'm doing my own variation. 3 ingredients are the foundation and basis of every curry. You cannot have a curry without these 3 ingredients. And they are OGG. Onion, ginger, garlic.
Oh,
cannot have a curry without those 3. It is the butter of French cooking. It is the basis of every curry. Anything that you make, you need to know your ingredients. So you need to know what that smells like.
What is it?
That's garam masala, which is a ground mixture of a variety of spices. That's kind of the heart of Indian spices.
yeah, because I was going to say there's probably the different flavours.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, and there are different curries as there are different varieties of Asian people. So you can guess that one.
Nutmeg.
I'll tell you, it's
Chili.
It's chili. It's chili powder. Yeah. So obviously it's going to be hot, but you will get that nuttiness out of chili.
The flavour.
The flavour, yes.
Yeah.
Here's a few other things that you probably want to have a sniff. Tell me about. That one's easy because it's on the label. So.
Oh yes. Okay. Cumin seeds. Is it cumin or cumin?
Whatever. Come on, go on. I don't know. That's actually mustard,
I think I
the
like
black one.
Mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah yes.
Tell me what you smell.
I actually like it. I don't think it's disgusting.
No,
I
that's not
like
too bad.
it.
That's a sample
Yeah.
smell,
What
so.
is it? I didn't even read what's on there.
That's very sour.
Give me more.
And last but not least, the most disgusting. So hold it down, sniff it, and then shove it very quickly. This is shrimp paste. This is the oddest thing that you put in a curry.
Can we not?
But weirdly enough,
Why do we have to put it in the curry? That's really bad.
balance. Okay, and this is what it looks like.
Balance of good and bad.
And bad, yeah. It's intense flavour, smell. You don't use a lot of it.
Can I have something else just to take
have more sample. You like that? It is horrible, but when added to a curry, it transforms it. And to the extent that if you don't have it, you will miss it. How do we start?
Onions,
Garlic and ginger.
Okay. The onions are going to actually give you the gravy that you are going to get out of your curry. So the more onions you have, the more gravy you're going to get. Vegetable oils. I try and have a variety of oils in my kitchen. This is olive oil, extra olive oil for other types of cooking, which we will get to.
For virgins.
Virgins. Peanut oil for curries, and vegetable oil for curries. The reason being, they take heat better than the olive oils, which tend to burn at high temperatures. So you want a strong boil that doesn't burn at a high temperature. That's great. Now, people will say we need to get the pan nice and hot. I say rubbish. The reason why I say that, and this is not my idea, but this is something I've actually learnt from somewhere else, is we want to start with a cold pan, and we want to put the onion, ginger and garlic in there and heat it up slowly. Curries tend to need a fair amount of oil. The reason being is you want to create what is effectively a roux. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to take this over here. I'm just chucking a bit of oil. That's a bit of oil. Okay, it's not a lot of oil. It's not a little amount of oil. It's a bit of oil. That's medium oil. Again, the pan's still cold, so I'm going to put the onions and garlic in. That way the garlic doesn't burn in a hot pan. Okay, so tell me how much ginger we should put in.
2 teaspoons.
Okay, what would you consider that, a medium or a...
I would consider that not too strong. If you want to be very gingery, I'd go twice that, I think.
And
No, I would have said a couple, but heat.
couple here? Okay. And actually, this is another principle of my cooking show. Even though they are making the decisions, I will override it occasionally.
So what are you going to put in?
2 heat. 2 heat is good. I'm going to add a little bit more because this is tin. Oh, a bottle. Here we are, coming to a heat. You want a temperature as low as possible because you don't want it to overheat. And you just want to move this around so everything is getting all nice and mixed. Okay? You want, on average, you want to leave it for about 5 at least. Some will say 10 minutes. But again, the length that you leave it will change the taste of your curry. The longer you cook the garlic and the onions, you will get, the onions will start caramelizing. Okay? Start with the dry ingredients and then you move towards the more wet ingredients. I start with mustard seeds. Okay? The thing about mustard seeds is they need to pop before you really proceed with them. So you need to cook them for a while for them to pop. So small is a 1/4 teaspoon. Okay? About that. Medium is a 1/2 teaspoon. Large, full teaspoon. And there's extra large, which is 2 large teaspoons.
Yeah, I like that. Just large.
Just large? Okay. Okay. I'm going to override you, and I'm going to go for extra large. Okay. Some garam masala. This is kind of a base for most Indian-based curries, and so I'm going to ask you to choose small, medium, or large. And remember, small is a 1/4 teaspoon. Medium is about a 1/2 teaspoon. What do you think the curry is going to taste like if we say take a large? What do you expect?
I don't think it'll overpower it.
Okay. Is this a strong flavour?
It's medium to strong to me.
Let me put this here.
Yes,
Is this a strong flavour? So we're just comparing 2 staples of curries.
I think
garam
that's
masala
a stronger one than that. Oh,
Okay.
sorry, did you want to smell it?
and turmeric. Yeah.
I personally think that's stronger than that.
Okay, so would you put more of that than that?
No.
If you were to balance the flavours, you'd
I
have
would-
less of
I
that
would
and
put
more of that.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, if I
You guys said pretty much between the 2 of you, it's going to be a 1/4 teaspoon, a 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, between the 2 of you.
Sure.
Come
on, override it.
From knowledge. Remember, a curry has a lot of flavours. No one individual flavour is going to dominate. And when you smell this, you're going to go, okay, I understand that this is a strong flavour in and of itself. But given the variety of flavours we're going to add to this is going to be a more of a middle flavour. It's going to be a milder flavour out of experience and the quantity of the people that we're cooking. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to go extra large with this. Teaspoons, sorry. We're going to bring it back from the Indian side by adding some of these fresher flavours. So 2 of those to score a point for the Indians. You guys think this is quite good, okay? I'm going to underwrite you on that one, and I'm going to just go a single teaspoon with that. Okay, that's just going to be a large because, strangely enough, you put too much of this stuff in your curry, and that's all you taste. Keep some water handy.
Is that for you to drink or?
The wine is for me to drink. The water is simply to keep the curry from just kind of burning. So you just want to keep a little bit of the water in there, not much. More dry ingredients. I'm going to chuck in a few dry chilies.
Just like that?
Just like that. Small, medium, or large. So hot, not so hot.
Oh, I don't know. Not that
Medium to large.
I would say I would want an end result was about medium.
Okay, dry chilies usually tend to be quite mild. They're not as hot as the fresh chilies.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll all put fresh chilies in, but again, little palette, not flavor. Just a little palette, chuck a few of those in.
So you don't crush them.
No. Put more dry ingredients. Okay, smell this. This is paprika. This is smoky paprika. So what do you think that's going to bring to the party?
I can tell the difference with the smokiness.
Smokiness.
Smokiness. So
That particular one, is that a particular type
that is a
of
smoky paprika. What do you think? Lots of smokiness or not so smokiness?
Not too much. I think it can be overpowering.
Okay. What do you want to say? Large, medium, or small? I'm going to go with whatever you say with this one.
Small.
4 people? Okay. Paprika. This has got to be careful with chilies because some of the chili powders, they can be hot. This is not a particularly hot chili powder.
No, that's
but it's quite nutty.
It's got a real nice flavour.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about half.
What is this?
That is curry powder.
Yeah. I think I would put it. I know we're going for a Southeast Asian one, but I would maybe some curry.
And this is the last of the powders that I want to put in.
Wow. I don't know what it is. I like it, and I wouldn't put too much in.
I love curry, but I don't know. I thought you were doing a certain flavour, and I'm not sure what areas have.
Just asking. Will it confuse it too much? Will it be?
Yeah, it probably will this dish, I think.
Okay, so we want to keep away from the curry powder for this time.
Not too much of it.
Okay, Will says a bit. I'm with Will. I'm going to just put a little bit. I'm going to go for a real small amount, actually.
What is this?
That's ground cumin seeds.
I would put half a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon, okay. So now I'm going to add some of the wet ingredients. So some curry leaves. I'm going to add a bit of water because I think it's looking a little dry. Let's deal with the tricky one, the elephant in the room, the smelly one. How much do you think? Small, medium, or large of that? Small.
Small again?
Quarter teaspoon.
I would start with a quarter teaspoon.
Yeah. Totally out of experience. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put one. I usually put 2, but I'm going to put 1 teaspoon in. Okay. And only because I want you to get rid of the teaspoon and cover the jar really quickly.
Everybody's lucky that they're eating curry. I can say.
Oh, tell me.
I don't want to bring it back.
Smell
Yeah.
it? It'll get there. Okay, I'm going to add a bit of sambal. I'm actually just going to add a teaspoon of this, okay? Just a teaspoon. You probably might add more. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit more. Peanut butter.
Now
Yum, I love peanut butter.
what's your end result here, though?
Okay.
Satay, Thai, nuttiness. So we've got nuttiness in the chili powder. We've got nuttiness in some of that paprika. Do you want to add a bit more nuttiness?
I mean, I was going to eat the whole jar again.
Again, this comes down to individual taste. We have some.
And you've gone for the crunchy.
Yes, because crunch, again, variety of textures in your food. So crunchy, most definitely, not smooth. I'm going to go for a large, yeah? Don't know what's more, but I'm going to go.
No. Can I have the rest of the jar just
Tomato paste and tinned tomatoes.
I would put the tinned whole ones in because paste to me is very strong.
Okay. These are kaffir lime leaves. These are a bit dry. They've been in the fridge for a while. Like any slow cooked dish, this needs to cook. I'm just going to cover it and let it cook for a few minutes. So have a look at that. Looks ready. I'm just going to chuck the meat in. Okay, I'm just going to put some chicken in. Trying to put the plastic bit of the chicken in. Oh, smells fantastic. Okay, so just basically coat the chicken with the sauce.
Yeah.
Is all you want to do. And then just close it and let it cook till the chicken's cooked. It'll take about 10 to 15 minutes to cook. The longer the better.
Okay.
The longer the better. Okay, in classic cooking fashion, here is something I prepared earlier. Chopped up some potatoes, about 4 or 5. What I'm going to do is a classic Sag Aloo. So,
What was that, Sag Aloo?
Sag Aloo. Sag being spinach, Aloo being potato. Start smoking some stuff. This is medium, large.
Larger than the masala anyway.
Okay, we'll do a large. Okay, so our next ingredient, we're going to put a bit of garam masala. We're going to keep this really simple, just 2 spices. Again, this is about the use of spices, not necessarily about curry. So, how much? Small, medium, large?
How big is it small?
Small to medium.
Yeah.
Small potato.
Yep. Okay, just want to keep that going, get that nice and cooked. Potatoes. Add a bit of salt.
Oh yeah. Let's go salt and potatoes.
And that's it. Okay, I want to have a look at that. That's what the curry looks like cooking.
It looks good.
Okay, I want to show this to people.
That looks
It's
great.
been cooking.
So did you add water to that?
No. What happens?
Yeah.
Where's the water come from? The water comes from the onions
Chicken?
and the chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything that contains water will excrete it and effectively create the gravy that you want. So now your decision comes in. Do we keep it covered and let it cook in the gravy?
I would personally
Reduce it.
I would too.
Reduce it a bit.
Change
Okay.
it up, yeah.
Okay. The decision of the panel is that we reduce the curry now. That's a good
I mean,
idea.
if it gets too dry, can you just add water?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just keep it on. I guess we have to put the lid back on
Yeah,
it. So,
I actually agree just to leave it off. Yeah.
That looks good.
Looks fantastic.
You made that. No, you did. You made that.
Voice activated cooking.
Okay, so we've cooked the potatoes. They're looking pretty good. I'm just going to add some spinach. Just a whole bunch of spinach. And I'm going to let that cook down. The thing about hot cooking, you want to steam things, you can just add a bit of water. That'll create a bit of steam, which will actually cook the spinach quicker than frying it. Flip it a bit. And there you have your Sag Aloo. So right now I'm heating up a pan. I'm going to put some oil in it. That's going to be quite hot, but we're going to do a Raita. So I'm going to pop some vegetable oil on a very hot pan. Okay, just a bit. I'm just going to go throw a bit in. Okay, just a little bit. Cumin. Okay. And this is just going to be a flavour base for the Raita. Now we prepare the veggies. I've got the zucchini and a carrot. Okay, so basically, lovely little Raita. Okay, you can see that?
Interesting to see the zucchini sitting there.
So you get contrasting colour there. So once the skin comes off, then you get the white flesh. Get in my flavour base. Hope it's not too burnt. It's a little bit burnt. Vegetables, use your hands, get it nice and coated. Not as great as one of Steph's masterpieces, but look at that. Looks a lot better than it was before that. Okay, that's our first dish. My version of Raita with carrots and zucchini.
Nice. Okay.
So finishing off the curry,
Should we have that?
I think we should have some lime. I think we should garnish with some tomato. Okay, that will give it another sort of citrusy flavour.
Sure.
I'm just chopping up some. We definitely have to have coriander.
Yeah.
Okay, the coriander is going to make this really sing. So I'm going to take about half of the coriander and just chop this up very finely. Put all of the coriander in.
Making you eat.
Okay, and that will just add so much flavour to that dish.
It's really colourful.
Yep, adds a bit of colour. We're going to add some lime juice. That just complements the kaffir lime leaves and gives you that sourness. We're just going to finish off with a bit of garlic, tomato as a bit of garnish over the top. There you go.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we've got the Raita. Curry, we've got a Sag Aloo, and I've cooked some rice, and we're ready to eat.